I've grown my Instagram account 100% organic to over 80,000 followers. And not just that, but I made over $2 million by turning my Instagram content into cash for my business. And if I was starting over from zero, this is exactly what I would do. I broke it down for you step by step in this video. I'll be exposing 77 of my best tips on how to grow your business on Instagram using 100% organic content and strategies. You're gonna learn all about how to ideate content, how to create content, and even how to post on your stories without sounding too salesy. And even better, if you sell a digital product, an online course, or any high ticket offer in general, you're gonna learn how to make more sales on Instagram by generating leads for free for your business. And even how you can use AI to speed up your content creation process. I've been on Instagram since 2011, and I promise that you're gonna wanna watch this all the way through until the end, because I put in this video information that I would normally only give my paying clients, because that's how important I think it is. So let's get into it. In this video, I'm going to share with you 77 tips to help you grow on Instagram this year in my brand new Instagram growth guide. So let's dive in. So how it started. It was 2011. I joined Instagram. It was the time of XX Pro or Valencia. It was really just a photo sharing app. And I was always obsessed with social media. I used to be a social media manager. I used to do some done for you social media work. I used to reach out to local businesses and be like, hey, can I take shots of your food and help you grow your restaurant or your bagel store and things like that. And then I realized that I should start taking Instagram seriously. And that's when 2020 rolled around and I had about 6,000 followers. And now today I have over 80,000 followers. And let me zoom in a little bit on this here. I have over 80,000 followers on Instagram. And this has been purely from organic content. So I'll be going through this video, and wherever you're watching this, there will also be an option if you guys want to take it one step further and apply to scale your business on Instagram. This is exactly how we've helped people. I've made over $2 million and grown over 50,000 followers in just a few years. When I started using this strategy that I'm going to teach you today, I was at around 20 or 30K. So it exponentially skyrocketed my growth, and it's also been really consistent. But you're going to want to check the link in the description or on the bottom of this page, and you're going to want to apply to scale your business on Instagram, because this is our specialty. We've helped all niches, homesteaders, psychics, midwives, anything you can think of, dance instructors, and we want to help more creators monetize with the Conscious Creator Academy. So go ahead, check the link out and apply at any point in time if you think that this applies to you and you're ready to start cash flowing. My vision is to help more creators cash flow with Instagram. All right. So thanks for being here. Like I said, I have a feeling you're interested in growing on Instagram, right? And I want you to think about, what does Instagram mean to you? What is more followers going to give you? Because it's not going to be more dollars in the bank. Followers are leads, and leads need to be converted. So this is two-step. Step one is get leads. Step two is convert leads. This is all about how to get leads, how to get more leads on Instagram. But what I'm going to show you in your application and the application enrollment call is going to be how to actually convert these leads. So if you want to focus on conversion, I would say let's skip the line and click here if you want to learn all about it. All right, so let's dive in. Number one is going to be your profile optimization. So it's really important that you have authority baked into your profile. All right, so what I mean by this is, as you can see, I have my one line transformation statement, right? And then I have a personal testimonial. What have I done that should make you trust me? And I get this question a lot. No, you don't have to, be a millionaire, have multi-million dollars in business success, helped 5,000 clients. You have to put this at the point that you're at in your journey. And I think that's really important to remember, that everybody has to start somewhere. This line took me years and years and years to build. So don't think it has to be right off the bat like this. And then what I like to do, honestly, is really showing people what it is that I teach and my niche. So Instagram growth for business, DM me scale to start, free course. All right. So in the keyword line, you're going to want to set up a ManyChat automation, and I'll be going through this a little bit later. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to direct a way for people to opt in and work with you. So if someone messages me scale, they're going to be opted in to learn about how to work with me. And that's a really great like additional tip inside of the profile optimization, because you want to make sure that you're always open to accept customers. And then some sort of next steps, like I said, I have my free course. All right. Next is going to be your link in bio. So I use a platform called Standstore. Now, my link in bio changes all the time, but what I would say is not everybody needs to have like a million links in their bio. I always say, like, if you have a low ticket product, you could put it there. If you have a freebie, if you have an application form, and then some affiliate links, and that's plenty. Now, why I love using Standstore is because they're also a online checkout cart. So if you're putting stuff like in your link in bio, so let's say you have a digital product, you could sell it directly at the link in your bio, which I think is pretty cool. All right. So keep it simple. Then we have our story highlights. So this is basically your about page on your website. You're going to want to make sure you show yourself off. So my account used to be a personal account, hence I started in 2011. So I deleted all my like travel stuff and lifestyle stuff. And once again, if it's applicable to your brand, you could keep it. I'm not one of those people that's like, if you have lifestyle content on your page, you're not going to grow. I mean, I think that's bizarre, but you just want to make sure. If I had to have one website or one like moment to shine, what would I want people to see? So for me, I want people to learn about my program, CCA. I want them to know like, hey, I'm a real human. I host in-person events, a little bit more about my students, about my free course, and then of course, results. Okay. I think that's, if you're a coach, service provider, course creator, you got to have a results tab. Okay. So this one's really important. Don't pin your viral reels. Instead, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pin a start here, a case study, and an about me. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like. Okay. So we have about me here, a personal testimonial, and then a freebie opt-in. So I think this is super important because you want to make sure, like, let's say someone discovers me from this video or this post from the first time, I want to make sure that they can come and directly opt right in to my page or my freebie rather, okay? Content repurposing. So my current repurpose setup goes a little something like this. I post my original ideas on Threads, then we repost our threads to Carousels, then we post lead gen ideas on Instagram Reels, and then we use viral Reels as concepts for YouTube videos, carousels, and even email newsletters. So I want you to think about like, how can I repurpose my content best? And how can I basically make a funnel so that one piece of content goes a really long way, okay? So unicorn niche. So not all niches are profitable. The riches are in the niches. So here are a few unicorn niche clients that we've helped over the past year. There's a bunch of YouTube testimonials, but like, for example, my client April, she helps petite women lose weight. And then we have our client Cheyenne who helps people build a profitable homestead. Then we have, our client BB, who's a midwife, and she even opened her own in-person clinic. So there's a lot of different niches, but what I want you to do is I want you to basically like really think about, where can I stand out among a really busy online space? And this is something that we want to really go into, is like this unicorn niche. So if you're a weight loss coach, you're a nutritionist, like, where do you specifically stand out? And then I want you to think about how you can niche down even further, because the riches are in the niches, okay? Messaging consistency, this one's huge. So think about it. If someone discovers you on a viral reel or a viral carousel, you want to make sure that when they follow you, they're going to receive a consistent amount of content. So for example, if I start making reels that are about Instagram story and I gained 80K followers and all this stuff, you're going to want to continue to stay to learn more about Instagram growth for business owners. So this is very logical that the consistency of the message is very important. Now, the reason why I say this is because a lot of people, like, they'll almost have like this one-hit wonder. They'll have a reel go viral and they think they need to like change their strategy. Definitely don't do that. Think about it from a consumer's perspective. If they find you for one thing and they follow you, they want more of that one thing, okay? So let's look at the different types of content. So there's inspirational content, right? That's really just there to be shareable, savable, things like that. And then there's educational. So these could be talking head videos, they could be carousels. And I believe you can click on these and check these out. And then lastly, there's transformational. So that really like rags to riches kind of mindset, that zero to hero story. This is what we teach our clients inside of CCA. And once again, if this is something you want to be a part of, go ahead and click the link in the description or on the footer of this page. Okay. So, Instagram sales funnel. This is where the magic happens. Like, I use a tool called ManyChat. Now, you could check here and you can check out my link for ManyChat. You will get a free trial. And by the way, a lot of people don't know this, but ManyChat is actually free forever. You could just only have up to 1,000 leads. Okay, so you could set up a free account. And basically, this is how this, like I said, this is mostly for lead generation, but this is a little bit of conversion. This is really what we dive deep into inside of the academy. But basically, you can turn all of your content into cash by using automation. So you're going to basically have a keyword and you're going to pair your keyword with a automation to get people to opt in to your funnels. So for example, this keyword million is for a free email course that I have. And then we have the comments, like 1,400 leads just from one post. So this was all free. This was all organic, like no paid ads. And this just goes to show you the power of ManyChat. So I would definitely recommend setting that up. Okay. Story reset. I've talked about this a lot, but basically what you're going to want to do is let all of your current stories expire. Don't post in the feed for a few days. Post just one story per day. And then when you do post your one story, you're going to want to make sure that it's a selfie. You're going to want to make sure that it's almost like this big wow that people will reply a single keyword to. And you really want to make sure that everything that you're posting on this story reset is very clear and very specific. Now, this story, got over 200 replies and reached over 7,000 people, which is 3x my normal views. So what you're going to want to see here and why this works so well is because it was very direct, very specific, and had just one keyword. And then what I also think is cool is, like I said, it reached over 7,000 people, which was awesome. But even some non-followers saw it, and that's probably because it's now pinned on my page under free courses. Okay, so next is trending audio. So here's how you're going to find trending audio on Instagram. You're going to go to your Reels tab, and then you're going to look for this arrow at the bottom of the screen. This means that the audio is trending. Now you're going to want to make sure that each video has under 10,000 uses. So here's an example. It has only 2,000 and it's trending. So we would use this as a viral trending audio. And this is also how your post can get picked up in the algorithm. So let's also look at loop videos and why they work so well. So let's take a look at this one, right? 8 things I did every day on Instagram to make my first million. So, this got over 5,000 likes. This went pretty viral. Let's see if this works here. Yep. So we got over 424,361. Let's move this. Plays and mostly non-followers. So 97% of those people were non-followers, which is fantastic for lead generation. And then if we go to the comments, over 1,500 comments, which is fantastic. Once again, these are all reels. And then I just want to move my face out of the way. You could also see here the follows, over 3,000 almost 4,000 follows. So this is a great idea and a fantastic reel. Okay, so let's come back here. Yep, there's an example there. Okay, so aesthetic B-roll clip, top of the mountain. Once again, you don't have to do this. You don't have to go travel to Morocco, which is where I was when I took this, and do this to, be successful. But this is just an example of what works. So let's say you like to hike, like take a video on your next hike. Let's say you're a big dog person, like take a video when you're walking your dog. It could really be that simple. It could literally be you in your kitchen. It's so simple. And then you're going to want to basically do a listicle format. So listicles work very, very well. So what I want you to do is I want you to almost like test this listicle and try this out, right? Maybe it's like 5 things I did, 10 things I did to reach your ICP and their dream outcome. So that's really important. And then the music. So you'll be able to play it on your own, but you can't tell when it starts or it stops. The sound, it kind of just sounds like it just keeps going. Okay. So in the caption, I just jumped right into it. There's no fluff, nothing extra. And then we have the triple threat CTA. So the first call to action is comment the keyword. Second is save it for later. Third is follow for more. And then I tag myself. Okay, so one offer. So my signature academy is the Conscious Creator Academy. We teach creators how to scale one signature offer because that's really been the secret to my success. So I made over $1.5 million in just 12 months and grew over 30,000 followers by just promoting one offer because it does come down to consistency in your messaging. So if you're trying to promote multiple things, it gets very distracting. And if you want to learn how to just like scale one high ticket offer, I would really recommend that you apply for the academy. Okay. One funnel. So I completely understand that there's a lot of noise out there. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, podcasts, all the things. And I tried to do it all. And I was like, well, I look up to these really big personal brands with millions and millions of followers. Like they're doing it all. I bet I could do it all too. Now, the problem is that those people have huge, investing multi-six, if not seven figures into their brand. So they're able to do that versus me. My primary goal is to generate cash flow and build the business and cash flow sustainably. So it really doesn't make sense for me to invest all this time, money, and energy into a bunch of stuff that honestly won't ROI. In the future, maybe, in a couple years, and I've definitely dropped some seeds on doing this, I'll invest in almost some like PR or some, personal brand, videography, things like that. But those things don't have a direct ROI. So that's why I cut it all out and I just focused on Instagram and I just used one funnel. So it's like Instagram, go to the free course, book a call, sell on the call. Like it's really that simple. And sometimes people come to me, they're like, do I have to do sales calls? Absolutely not. I work with a lot of busy moms, busy people who don't want to be on the phones. Like that's totally fine. You could sell in the DMs, you could sell on a webinar. Like the goal is that you have to just pick one funnel and you have to see it through and you have to do it that way. So, like I said, I am not married to one way in which you have to sell, but I am married to one funnel, and we help you customize and build this one funnel to achieve your goals. Okay. So, digestible tips. I hate fluff. As you can see, I make all of my training free and paid on a Google document. My goal is value all the time. The best value is free, direct, and digestible. There we go. The best value is fluff-free, direct, and digestible. And that's really the goal here. So here's an example of how I write digestible content. Okay. So you're going to want to start with a hook, connect with your audience, use a TLDR, break down your content, highlight key concepts, Be conversational, close with a clear CTA, and use emojis to enhance your readability. So this is a fantastic example of a really great caption and almost like a great template for how to make these captions. Okay, perfect. So next one is going to be listicles. Once again, I showed you an example of listing out tips and listing out in a caption, and that's super important because it's very easy for the consumer to understand and the person to read, okay? Next is going to be leveraging AI. So this is something that I'm pretty new to, but I've really been enjoying learning about it. I honestly hesitated a bit with learning AI because, it's a learning curve. It's something new. So my best tips for you from what I've learned so far is you're going to want to customize your ChatGPT so that it sounds like you and you could start training it. And then you're also going to want to tell your AI when it's doing something wrong. So I know when I first was using AI, I was like, this doesn't sound like me. Like this sounds awkward. I'm going to just stop using it. But what you can do is instead you can just say, hey, this doesn't sound like me and I would never say this word. Don't use it in the future. And then I would say upgrade to the paid version. I don't have any like free trial or affiliate link or anything like that, but I recently did this and I just feel like the responses are a lot better. You don't have to wait, a certain amount of time until you could generate more responses. So it's really been fantastic. All right, B-roll should be fun and easy. What I do is I create an album on my phone called B-roll, and this is where I share with my VA, so she can help me edit some videos, and then I just do one big batch record quarterly. Sometimes I do it monthly. It's really just depending on what's going on in my life at the time. Okay, so here's an example of what that looks like on my Photos app, and I would recommend something like you. I'd also recommend clipping them. When they're really long, like 2 to 3 minutes, it becomes very difficult. Okay, and then there's this B-roll checklist. So once again, if you don't have this yet, you're going to want to make sure that you get a download version of this. Okay, so 7 days in 2 hours a week. So this is a strategy that I made up to save me time with content creation. So I did this myself for a few years. Now I have a virtual assistant helping me. So what I think is really cool is that you can even outsource this. And that's the goal, right? Is to help you create systems so that not everything has to fall back and rely on you. So first things first is you're going to want to create that master B-roll folder like I showed you above. Then you're going to want to mass edit your reels, and then you're going to want to create captions and schedule. All right. So, okay, messaging restriction. So Meta has a new restriction that only accounts who follow you can receive your messages. Now, this is a huge problem for business owners that use an app like ManyChat. So what I would recommend is basically when you see this pop up on your screen, click Don't Change. And if you haven't already, it's going to appear in your DMs. If it hasn't, you could go ahead and scroll through your settings and things like that and see if there's something that, you can update in your settings. But besides that, I would just hold out until you see this. If you never see it, you could just kind of search for it in your settings. And then you're going to want to share a post like this to your story to let your followers know that, hey, this is going to be happening. Go ahead and make sure that you change these things around. Okay. Profitable course topics. So profitable course idea has a few things. There's a market for it, there's a need for it, and there's a growing desire for it. So this kind of goes back to the unicorn niche. As you can see, it's right here again. So what you're going to want to do is you can use softwares like Google Trends. I mean, you could even use YouTube to search like what are people searching up, and then seeing like where are things growing and going. So like, for example, social media, AI, like all these things, they're growing, they're getting bigger. So these are all really great course ideas. But for example, if you wanted to make a course that's like how to start a newspaper, I mean, that's a dying industry. So you want to make sure that your course topic is in a growing industry. All right, low ticket offers. So I was honestly pretty against this at first because I always sold high ticket, but it's actually helped me a lot because basically we had a ton of people that were like, Julia, like, I love what you're doing. I love this. I want to be a part of it. I can't right now. So what I did was I created this low ticket offer, and you could click on it and you could see it here to learn a little bit more. But basically, the low ticket has to go hand in hand with the high ticket. Now, what I think is really great is like this is a fully passive product. All I have to do is make my reels, post my reels, all the things like that. And the goal is to get people to just be introduced to my content. Most people that buy the low ticket end up applying for the academy, and that is our ultimate goal, to grow the academy. And then from there, you can see like people are going to watch the low ticket. They're going to get a result. They're going to be very wowed by it. They're going to, walk themselves to the high ticket, and that's the goal there. Which then brings me into high ticket offers. I love selling high ticket. I think they're way easier to sell. People have a better commitment. There's better clients, and there's a simpler pathway to achieving your goals. So I always think of Tesla when I talk about high ticket offers. Is Tesla started selling cars for multiple six figures, right? 200K plus. Now they sell their base model for around $40,000. They first had to generate cash flow so that they could be for the average consumer and be like a normal price car. So if you're reading this, you're probably at the high ticket point in your business, and it just makes a lot more logical sense for you to be creating high ticket first, and then you could trickle it down to low ticket. All right. So if you want to learn how to scale or even create your first high ticket offer, this is what we help people with inside the academy. Okay. All right, affiliates. So affiliates are a great way to generate additional income for your business. Now, keep in mind, you should only be selling something that you would use yourself. So you'll never see me promoting something that I don't use myself. And to be fully honest with you, I mostly do affiliates for softwares and tech and more like business focused things now. When I first started, when you saw that I, had 6,000 followers on Instagram, it was more along the lines of influencer, like makeup, hair, all these things. And I just realized like, I don't buy a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not a stuff kind of person. I'm in a big buying season right now because we just purchased our first home. So I'm buying a lot of stuff actually. But I typically don't. Like, I don't spend my, my personal disposable income on like things. But I love to buy softwares and things that give me like an ROI. What I mean by that is, for example, like my mom always gives this example. It might be a little, morbid for some of you, but you'll get the point. You never want to kill the cow to eat the meat for one day because the cow can give you milk for 10 years, let's say. I'm not a homesteader, and I don't know much about farming and animals, but what I do know is you want to get you something that gives you an ROI for a lifetime. So for example, I host my courses on school, right? We have the academy on school. We have the low ticket on school. I love school. So you'll see me talk about it a lot. And I've been using it since 2022. So for 2 years. Now, I recommend school to basically all of our clients. Now, those are the clients that do sign up and go for school. I get paid an affiliate commission every single month. It's not like they buy it one time. I get paid one time. It's a subscription. Same with ManyChat. So what you would want to do is you want to be promoting brands and businesses that, one, you use yourself, and two, that will generate you a consistent cash flow. So as you can see, here are all the places where I save my money, where I really focus on all the great things. Like I save my money, school, Stan's or Thrivecart. Like I said, they're mostly softwares and tech, but then there's some that are like one-offs like Thrivecart or my legal templates that I work with a really amazing lawyer. So this is what I recommend. All right, talking head videos. This is a great way to build trust with your audience. Here are some examples of talking head videos I've done. So these may get lower views, likes, and reach, but they convert like crazy, okay? So you can also speak out loud your threads or expand on topics you're passionate about. Free coaching funnel. So you could go ahead and take a look at this video here, and you'll see that I offer to coach people for free in the caption, and then those actually turn into future video ideas. So it's a win-win on both ends. All right, so that'll be explaining that. Okay. Evergreen acquisition system. So I have a whole free course on this. I would click here, but this is also what we teach inside of the academy. And this is our cash funnel: content, audience, relationship, high class experience. Now, this is really fantastic because what you're going to be looking at here, and as I'm going through this, I realize there's a typo. And by the way, guys, I think what's really cool is just remembering that like most people at this point in time would probably just like cancel the video and be like, oh my God, I made a typo and like blah, blah, blah. It's fine. Like it's an editable Google document. Like I think people like things that are imperfect because we realize like, oh, Julia's human too. Like, oh, this happens. By the way, this guide took me like 8 hours. So having typos, of course, like that's going to be normal. This isn't going to be like a published book, right? So remember, it's okay to like make mistakes and do things like this, okay? So cash funnel, very important. Basically, you want to drive leads through your content. You want to turn them into followers, right? Become a part of your audience, make sales, and then you want to deliver a high class experience for the people that pay you. Do these 3 things every day. Post 1 story a day, 1 reel a day, send 25 DMs a day. It is really that simple. If you're like, who am I DMing? Your audience, people who follow you, people who engage with your account. Hey, thanks for the follow. Like it is that simple. Build relationships every single day. Okay. Daily engagement. People often forget that social media is meant to be social. So what I recommend is having a daily engagement checklist to build genuine connections on this app. So here are just some quick examples on how you can do this. Now, number 29 is to increase your follower count. So this takes time. I grow anywhere from 50 to 100 followers a day, and here's what I've learned. Consistent growth is better than fast growth. So I've been growing at this rate for the past almost 2 years, which is insane and very healthy for the account. So what you can do to stay consistent is have a posting schedule, keep a posting time, and then do the 7 days in 120 minutes that I showed you above. So I get this question a lot, free versus paid. Free content is information. Paid content is information plus structure. Implementation is, okay, guys, there's another typo here. So free content is information. Opt-in content is information plus structure. Paid content is information plus structure plus implementation. So what's the difference? Implementation is like, I'm going to do this thing with you. So for example, when you join the academy, it's not just this, right? And this is where most people get tripped up, because they try to sell these like kind of crappy DIY courses, and they're like, hey, just figure it out yourself, watch the videos X, Y, and Z. But what's actually going to be of value to your people, and what's going to make a really great course and client experience, because once again, high class experience is the letter H in the cash funnel. You want to make sure that you're helping people implement the information that you're giving them. So like, for example, you're watching, free content on my Instagram page, which are like individual tips. The opt-in content is like, okay, now here are the 77 tips in order. Paid content is you're going to get Instagram tips, sales tips, everything in the cash method, plus structure. Follow this step by step, and then implementation. We have daily group coaching calls. You're paired with a client success manager. So you're getting everything that you need in order to be successful. So let's talk about viral hooks. This is a fantastic hook. I would highly, highly recommend that you use it and you apply it to your niche. Viral hook number 2, you stopped the problem and found the solution that's making people get dream outcome. Another example here. Viral hook number 3, before and after, how's being an influencer going? Not bad, X, Y, and Z. Okay, amazing. So DM strategy. I have a whole video on this here. If you want to check it out, I would highly recommend. But I can't recommend enough having a very solid DM strategy, because this is where all of your sales are going to come from, is people in your DMs, people you're building relationships with. $1 Million Creator Funnel. So this video, this is all you need to know. This is honestly like one of the best videos I think I've ever done. It was a keynote that I did in Montana. It was a live keynote, and I went ahead and recorded it and I turned it into a video, and it was fantastic. All right, switch up your content style. If you've been doing the same thing over and over and over again and it's still not working, something needs to change. Okay, try a new trend, look up inspiration, and do something different. The same actions breed the same results. Okay. Grow your email list subscribers. So remember, Instagram is for lead gen. Conversion happens when you build enough trust with your audience. Here's what getting people onto your email list looks like. So lead gen posts generate comments at scale, and then boom, you invite them to your email list via ManyChat. So this is something new that I've tried, where you could actually connect ManyChat with your email software. So I use ActiveCampaign. It connects directly to ActiveCampaign, which is great. And then I get people to join my list. So I obviously blur this out for this person's privacy, but they drop their email, they're added to my list. Or you could do a landing page form like this. I've done both. Okay. 3 killer content types: inspirational, educational, transformational. Once again, you could see those tips above, which is where you are going to see everything and even examples. All right, guys, we're getting there. This is a long guide. Want to make sure that I had a talk through of this. And what's really cool is like, you can see like people are actively clicking on this, checking in, looking at this guide. So this even goes to show you like, hey, this strategy works, right? All right, so sales strategy. Sales trips people up, especially on Instagram, but I want you to think of your Instagram account like a coffee shop that you own. So your door is always open, you're always accepting customers. Someone walks through the door, would you ignore them? Probably not, okay? So don't do this on Instagram, which then leads me into the next part, which is building real relationships. So the goal here is to build authentic relationships. I have a lot of YouTube videos on this, but I also wanted to Google and give you the definition exactly of the law of detachment. And this is basically like, if you message someone and you're like, hey, it's so nice to connect, thank you so much for following me. Like, you're just focused on building a relationship rather than like, I need to sell to this person. So a lot of people are like, almost like operating out of this scarcity where they're like, oh, I need to cold DM people to get clients. I mean, I promise you, if you sent like 25 DMs a day, just genuinely connecting with people and embracing the law of detachment, you'd be a lot farther than probably where you are on Instagram trying to cold DM people. Okay. So detach from the sale and focus on building genuine connections. All right. 2 to 3 times a day posting. So many benefits to this. I've been in a lot of seasons where I do exactly this. And what I would say is you definitely have more chances to pop off in the algorithm. You become a better creator by just putting out more volume. Your individual reach is going to be lower, but the overall reach is going to be higher. So give it a try and don't knock it until you try it. Stitch videos are great. So I gave you a few examples here. You could see I, stitch some viral videos in my niche, and then I go ahead and make them my own. So as you can see at the end, right, there's this as like the hook, and then I go ahead and I start talking, right? And I start talking about this and I start saying, kind of like my own thoughts on it. And this is really great because you can use a hook that's already gone viral and then make it your own, okay? Next is the auto reply feature. So this is on ManyChat. So for example, Instagram is going to grow your account by the level of engagement. So if you have more comments and you're going to see that, these comments are, auto replying, instead of getting 50 comments, now you get 100. This is really great. What I will say is you want to make sure you have 10 to 12 different replies set up so Instagram doesn't block you. I have had this happen before and it is not fun. You cannot comment on things for like over 10 days. So that's when I had only 1 or 2. The more the merrier. If you have like 25, you want to play it super safe, fantastic. I have about 10 per automation and it's been plenty. Okay, 15 minutes per day. If you're busy, you can make a small commitment to yourself and me. 15 minutes a day, that's all you need to create one reel. 15 minutes, 5 minutes to ideate, 5 minutes to edit, 5 minutes for the caption, okay? 6-second sniper reel. Reels that loop are also what I call a 6-second sniper reel. So here's an example 1, example 2, and you can go ahead and click on them. And then once again, I want to show you these examples where you can get really, really valuable content out of it. And when you look at the example, these are the analytics that match it to just kind of show you like, oh, wow, like this got 336 comments. That's all leads. That's fantastic. Okay. B-roll for beginners. I know it can feel awkward to film yourself, but the only way it's going to feel less awkward is by getting your reps in. So just do it a few times a week to start. Then you'll start doing it every day and it'll become second nature. Next time you're in your car, like before you drive, just flip your camera over and take a simple video. Next time you're working at your desk, just prop up your camera and take a video of yourself. Next time you're outside in your yard, set up a tripod and press record. Okay? Conversion hack number 1, long text on screen, like a video like this. It'll make your video loop in the algorithm and you will get more reach. Conversion hack number 2 is a midpoint CTA. So as you can see here, I have the CTA right in the middle of the caption. Boom, that's fantastic. Viral reel formula. So it's this simple. 3 things I did to reset my Instagram algorithm. Hook on the screen, hook in the caption, transition or loop, captivating copy, triple threat CTA. You can see that I've done all of those things inside of this reel here. Okay. No filter. When I was on Instagram in 2011, the question was XX Pro or Valencia. Today, hashtag no filter is the wave ever since the TikTokification of social media, meaning, TikTok was very natural, organic, no makeup, just in your house during COVID. Like, this is exactly what people want now on social media. So don't stress about needing your video to be perfect. I showed you many times in this video, like I've made errors on this. There's typos. Like, I didn't even do my makeup this morning. I'm just like, it's 7:30 in the morning and I'm like, hell yeah, like this is amazing. Like it's going to be a great day and I'm going to just get started before I feel ready. And I think that's a really great reminder for anybody on Instagram, no matter what stage you're at. Like you've seen, I have, over 80,000 followers. I've made over $2 million and I'm still making typos. Like I'm human. We're all human. And if you're watching this, you're a human. That's okay. All right. Like and comments. So try this strategy to increase your reach. When someone comments on your post, don't like it right away. Like it on the next day, right after you post. Go back and like the comments from the previous day's posts. The person will get a notification, come to your page, and check out your new post. So this will help you increase your engagement. Let's leverage your drafts. So for example, when you batch create, you're going to want to save it all to your drafts. And then what I do is I edit all of my reels directly on Instagram, and then I save it all as a draft. Okay. Schedule your reels. This has been game changer. You could do it right in Instagram. I know there's some other apps like Metricool and Later and those kind of things. From my understanding, you cannot use trending audios with those apps. You can only do that on your phone. Like when you schedule an Instagram reel on mobile. So when I first started, I had to manually post everything, but now the Instagram scheduler has gotten a lot better. So I would highly recommend using that. Then I would say schedule a Meta Business Suite. So if you look at our carousel posts like this, for example, these are all scheduled in the Meta Business Suite. Okay. 0.5x angle. I love this. If you look at these videos here, these are all 0.5x angle. This has been the biggest content creator hack for me, recording at a 0.5x angle. So what you're going to do is go on your phone, go to your camera, and then at the bottom, you're going to see this. Click this 0.5. The natural setting is 1. Click 0.5, and then you're going to just turn your camera around using I have my phone right here, using the backside. Go like this, and then this is how you're going to get the 0.5x, all right? Repost your viral reels from other creators. So let's see. This is a great example of someone else's viral reel, and then I go ahead and I give this person credit, in the reel by stitching their video. That's like a repost strategy. One word for millions of views. What is the one word that got me 800K views on Instagram? It's POV. So when you start the video with POV, you get the viewer to really like step in your shoes. So for example, I've given you a few examples where the hook is like POV and then, you say the thing. POV stands for point of view. And this is a really great example to get people to really be on board with what you're saying and connect with you. All right, so this is the one viral hook that got me 1.9 million views. So let's look at it. So this is literally it, right? The one thing that got me the dream outcome. So as you can see here, like it was 1.9 and then this one was 1 million or 1.2 million. So here's how I did it. You find a trending sound under 10K uses, you use the sound on a loop video, you create a big wow hook, right? For example, the one viral hook that got me 1.9 million views, and you can use this as a template. The one thing that ideal client wants, the answer in the caption, okay? Share to Facebook, video tutorial here on how to do that, but this is going to get you more reach on your reels. Who, what, how. So this is a video example and a video idea to help you grow your audience. Number 61 is a bit controversial, but unfollow your friends, right? Instagram is not a place for your friends and family. Another typo. It's okay if, you have some people you follow. I still follow like very few of my friends and family, but most people that I am on Instagram are my ideal audience. They're not people that, this is not a personal account anymore. It's really just a business account. And when you can make that shift, you're going to really grow in the algorithm because you're showing Instagram like, hey, I want to interact and I want to be shown more of this content. So show my content to these kind of people too. Controlled controversy. So for example, I don't know who needs to hear this, but posting once a day isn't enough. So another great example, great video ideas that you can use. Get personal, right? But don't Dear Diary dump. So I got feedback from a client that one time she paid me over $5,000 because she discovered me on this reel. So this is a really great example of that. And as a creator, it is important to get personal, but please don't, Dear Diary dump. We all know what that's like on Facebook, so don't bring it over to Instagram. Tell people to follow you. This is the most underrated hack to grow on Instagram. Just tell people to follow you. It is so simple. Follow your handle for more content like this and tag yourself. Most important metrics, shares, saves, comments, likes in that order. So don't ask me. Meta makes the rules. 10K followers in 30 days. So here are just kind of like some quick tips on exactly what I did to get 10K followers in 30 days last summer. That is not correct, Google, right? That time I did it right. Okay, so these are some great tips. I would recommend going through those. Repost your viral content. When I have a post go viral, over 100K views, I repost it. Same reel. I use this app and I download the reel without the watermark. Then I copy paste the hook, captions, and hashtags. Lastly, I choose a new trending audio with under 10,000 uses. Leverage micro influencers and UGC. UGC stands for user generated content. So if you sell a product, direct to consumer goods, you can consider sending your product for free to creators and ask them to share about it. So most times as creators, we are on the other side of this. So for example, when school was first starting up, they had sponsored me to post about their platform. That was me, being a affiliate, a creator for them. So whether you're on the business side or you're on the creator side, this works both ways. So viral transformation posts, these are your rags to riches stories. So once again, you can see this reel here. I've linked it for you. Quote reels, really great. So these kind of reels are inspirational, motivational, and can reach big audiences. You've probably seen tons of theme pages, quote pages, etc. Think of a company like Boss Babe, for example. So use this to your advantage. Quote reels are fantastic. Hashtags are not dead, but they need to be strategic. So instead of using broad, oversaturated hashtags like hashtag business or motivation, use niche specific hashtags. And here are some examples of those. Now, number 72, guys, we're cranking this thing out. I'm trying to make it within an hour. So this is going really great so far. Carousel posts are for your current audience. So these are nurture posts. So here are a few examples. Carousels have really brought in so many fantastic leads and I've absolutely loved it. Instagram polls. So Instagram used to only have their poll feature via stories, but now you can have them on a reel. And here's an example of how you could do that. Collaborations and joint ventures. So this is really great. You could do IG lives with people. This is a really great way to grow your audience, especially too if someone has a really big audience. You could collaborate with them when you have a course launch or something like that. Genuine comments. Instead of just focusing on posting, focus on engaging with your audience through the comments section. Great. Create save-worthy content, okay? So you want to encourage your followers to save your posts by making them so valuable that someone's going to want to revisit this in the future. And then lastly, post at optimal times, okay? Use Instagram Insights to determine when your audience is most active. So you could do this inside of your settings. You could actually see in the insights when your audience is the most active, all right? So this was fantastic, 45 minutes. I can't believe it. What's next? Okay. You went through this guide and now it's time to put this into action. Like I said, over the past few years, we've helped over 300 creators start, grow, and monetize their personal brands with Instagram through my program, the Conscious Creator Academy. Whether you want to be like Gabby, who grew her following 200K with our strategies, or BB, who built a 6-figure business as a virtual midwife, and she even told me a couple months ago that she opened an in-person clinic now, or April, who hit 7 figures in 6 months. There is a place for you. So the reason this program works so well is because we've nailed a social media sales system to rinse and repeat your success on Instagram, specifically for business owners. So once again, these were lead generation strategies, but what we do in the academy is we help you convert these leads by building and customizing your funnel directly to you. So there is an invitation to apply right here. Yes, we are by application only because we work with each person one-on-one. And in the next 24 hours that you see this, we are going to give you a really awesome bonus. So after we receive your application, we'll sift through it. We'll let you know if it's a fit or not. If it's a fit, we'll get on a quick 20-minute call to make sure like, hey, everything's aligned. We answered all your questions and then we'll get you signed up. All right. So hope you love this video. It was really fun to make. This is something that I've been cooking up for a while and really cool to see it in action. And as always, thanks for being here. And I look forward to seeing your application.